But the thing about it is you have to be persistent and consistent. So you have to keep going.
Right.
Even when things seem the hardest is when you have to continue going.
I sleep well. I go to bed, and I sleep very well. My conscience is clear.
Good.
It's just a simple thing as communicating.
Right.
They're just letting me know what's going on.
Right.
And it's communication. And they make the difference, like they mark a huge difference, from other doctors.
Oh, yeah. Well, good morning.
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 Welcome to Multifamily Off the Cuff, episode number 12.
12.
Perfect.
Yeah, wow.
That's pretty awesome.
You guys are moving along.
Yes.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, so today we have a special guest.
Yes.
So we have today in the house, Louis Allen.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. I know it
appreciate
was a
being
last
here.
minute type of deal,
Yes.
but I appreciate you wanting to be part of this.
Absolutely.
The show that we have going on and the purpose of it that's behind it. So I appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm happy to be here. I like the direction you guys are moving in terms of giving education to your audience and really letting them know exactly what the industry is about. Yeah.
And it's important to clarify that he's from the service provider side.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Alan, Louis, what if you want to express a little bit about you?
Yeah.
And so our audience right now, what we focus on is going to be anyone that wants to join the multifamily.
Right.
Okay. Whether it's from the property side that they want to be, they want to become a property manager or leasing agents, or let's just say that there is a company, whether it's landscaping, somebody that wants to provide some sort of fitness services to residents, roofers. They have no idea about multifamily. Okay.
Right.
So, but let's just start off with a little bit about your experience and, what is it that you do, and just kind of
the background.
background.
So let me give you a little bit of background about myself. I've been in the fitness industry for, I'm going to date myself, over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
I've worked for some.
Oh, you started when you were 5.
Exactly. I've worked for some of the biggest boxes out there: Crunch, Bally's, David Barton, Equinox, New York Sports Club, and the management side. And I started my company in 2015. Okay. And the idea was, I liked what those companies were doing, but I thought there was a better way to do it. And I really wanted to have a more customer-centric approach.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea of what my company is, Gamble, the meaning behind it, it means to jump in a joyous way.
Oh, nice.
Okay? And the logo,
That's beautiful.
the turtle, is from Aesop fable, which means the tortoise and the hare.
Okay.
So we really believe that fitness is a journey. Mm-hmm. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So it's something that you could stop, but you can continue. And just once you continue on your journey, you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
So I started a company in 2015. I was in New York and then moved down to Florida. And then I was doing more mobile personal training.
Okay.
And then we got an opportunity to work in the Regions Bank building. The YMCA that was there actually shut down, so they needed somebody to replace it. So that's where we came in, and we actually started doing personal training, group exercise classes there.
Oh, nice.
And then you and I, we lived at Novel Riverwalk, and I got an opportunity. Bree, who's the general manager of Novel Midtown, she wanted someone to do classes, and I stepped up and I said, we can do classes, we'll do yoga.
Okay.
So we started doing yoga at Novel Riverwalk, which turned out to be very successful. Other buildings wanted our services, so we started sort of mushrooming from there.
Okay.
Nice.
But,
So you got the idea from a manager.
Yeah.
Like, oh, nice.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
All right. So how? So that was in 2015.
it was probably around 2017, 2018.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So these the way we run this show,
Yeah.
we want to be as raw and as truthful
Love
as
it.
we can, So we need to make sure that when we tell the audience, so this one, particular business owner that is still trying to figure this out,
Right.
and we speak here, raw, we tell them like it is. They don't pay, or they pay, or this and that, and they're mean, and they suck, they're great, everything,
I've had every one of those.
Yes.
I've been where I haven't gotten paid. I've
Right.
been where I've gotten paid like a year later, sometimes 2 years later.
Yeah.
You just try to get your money in to fund your company to make sure you're
Yes.
paying your employees
Yes.
and to
Correct.
expand your business. So I've hit every single thing that you can hit in this industry. But the thing about it is you have to be persistent and consistent. So you have
Yeah.
to keep going.
Right.
Even when things seem the hardest
Yeah.
is when you have to continue going, right? That customer may not be paying you now, but you've got some other business on another end. So just continuously keep your business going, and then you circle back and make sure that you get paid.
Yeah, I remember we just celebrated last week.
Last
that
week,
we
we-
received a check from 2019.
Yeah.
I just got a check from 2019 as well, so it was around the same time.
2 years,
Probably,
yeah.
probably the same customer.
You're
It's
like,
probably
oh,
the same
yay.
customer. Yeah, it's really crazy.
So, but let me ask you. Sorry
ahead.
to interrupt.
Yeah.
So, do you do multifamily, but you keep doing other type of
Yeah,
clients as well?
so we have the Bank of America building that we actually do business in. We have the Regis Bank building that we do business in, personal training,
Okay.
group classes. We've got something coming up which I can't really announce yet, but there's a hotel and apartment community that we're looking to do classes, personal training, and that's in a channel side area. So
Nice.
I'll tell you.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for
yeah,
So you
that-
have the experience with different industries at the
Correct.
same time.
Correct.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great because you can compare.
But our what we really like is we like going into communities and really creating that social impact with our classes.
Yep.
Because our classes, even though it's about fitness, it's also about connecting people together.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know that in the multifamily, they have made a study that if the residents happen to create friendships within the community, they tend to
Stay longer.
longer.
stay longer, and then to renew the lease,
Yep.
So, but there's like right now, 2022, there's a problem with that. Properties don't want them to renew
Because they can get higher rents.
because
Yeah.
they have a guy of
Yeah.
rent from the new
course.
person coming in.
Right.
So it is crazy that in today, like how cheap.
They're sending secret emails. That was your neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
saying bad things about
Yeah.
Yeah, probably just to get people out. But crazy because where I'm at right now, they're not renewing people. They're sending non-renewal letters
What?
because the higher rent coming to the new people, the wave they're coming is a lot higher than where. So
See, I have a problem with that. That's
Right.
not
Right.
being,
Yeah.
like it's
no,
the-
but
the
so what happened is that
integrity goes like.
Oh yeah, but so if these are the owner of the building is wanting to maximize their revenue.
Yeah, because it's
So
convenient. It's just money.
And the thing
Right.
about
I
it
mean-
is, Tampa is the second highest increase in rental
Yes.
as well as home value
Yes.
in the country.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I just found out that we
Crazy.
just gained 36,000 people that have already moving, like
Yeah.
have already moved and living
Yeah.
in Tampa Bay. But so the problem that I have with that is is that the integrity that you just talked about.
Right.
So when we created the company, we are protecting our integrity at all costs. There's no money that can buy the integrity of our company.
Correct.
So now I just I received the non-renewal letter, and now I know what I pay, and I know what that
What
unit is
what they
going
want.
for.
Right.
But because I think there is a cap that they cannot raise your rent X amount of percentage, so the percentage is lower than what they can actually rent it for. So I was blown away,
That's
and there is a
crazy.
waiting list for my
Or
absolutely.
your unit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say almost every single apartment community in the Tampa area has a waiting list of some sort, right? I mean, people are literally coming here in droves. So
Yes. So
I don't know. I mean, maybe there are different. Of course, there are different management styles.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because where I live at, they're very like they like to keep people,
Okay.
and I have seen that. Like, even right now, they like to keep the residents, you know,
Right.
like there. I don't know why, but they work that way. Maybe
I
maybe
always
it's the
think that the-
management.
Well,
that
because you so remember before this actual a situation that we're experiencing, which is very odd, and there's no data to actually go why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, you know, after the pandemic, there's so many factors that comes into play, right? The people moving from different states that never happened before,
Mm-hmm.
but but what I'm seeing is that, for example, in the one that you live at,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're probably noticing that someone moving out costs them more
Mm-hmm.
than what they're gonna be, you know,
Renting,
renting it,
great,
you know.
yeah.
Right.
So, but where I'm at, you know, in this Channel Side area,
Yeah,
downtown,
because it's a new, yeah,
it's a new thing.
it's
so
just hot.
new.
So the
Yeah.
price gap is
Yeah.
so great that they
And there's so much more going in your area that it's going to go higher.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
You know, I think one of the big things that actually happened, it was a transition of people working in offices to working from home
Mm-hmm.
right.
and looking for really good amenities to be able
Yeah.
to work at home.
Yep.
So that became a big demand. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things that we really focus on is we want to make that be an extra amenity to that building.
Right.
So they have everything that they need when they're home instead of going out and try to outsource that someplace else.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
Awesome. So, Luis, I sent, I shared with you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
These are questions that we came up with to help out our audience,
Right.
you know. And this is the idea. It's just to be, you know, informative, educational.
Yeah.
Also to be truthful.
Yeah,
and-
share your experience.
Share your
so
experience. So,
others can learn from it.
so now, you know, let's just go on with the first one. What approach has worked best for you to break into the multifamily industry?
So, in my experience in the fitness industry, when I was working at the big box fitness centers, they didn't give us a lot of marketing dollars. So everything had to be grassroots. I had to make connections in the community. We had to set up. We had to be really creative in our approach to bring people into the gym. So I use that same approach with the communities that I connected with. I don't mind knocking on somebody's door, meeting somebody, going to their office and tell them about our services. I don't mind going on Instagram and communicating that way if that's the best way to communicate with them. So those are my approach. It's really all grassroots. We're not spending a ton of money on marketing. We're not putting ads out there because no one can really relate to that. They
Yeah.
relate to actually you being there physically and doing something with them.
Yeah, we get to that. It's networking. Like
Yes.
the key
Correct.
here in this industry is just having the connections, and you create the connections by sharing time with
Yes.
them, not by like because you put an ad, whatever, and they're not gonna see it. They're just busy, you know,
Right.
in there, and so we
We're a society that we're so inundated with ads that you can't really differentiate one from the other.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a personal approach.
yeah. Okay.
So
nice.
to wrap up this first question, you say that door knocking, pretty
Yeah,
much,
like-
and then presenting yourself into an office. You go through the process. You meet with the gatekeeper, which is gonna be most likely the a leasing agent.
Right.
Probably you already make some appointments. You make phone calls.
Correct.
They're expecting you. Then you have the chance to sit down with the property manager and you express and describe exactly what it is that you do, or you also use social media for your approaches.
Correct.
Okay.
And one of the things that's really important is find out the pain points. What exactly are they missing that you can add value to that's going to help their business in general, right? Are they, it's not the market now, but at some point it was, when we're not keeping people as we want them to, we're having higher turnover. You create more social events
Yeah.
in order to keep people.
Yeah.
People want to be connected. Right now we don't have to do that, but that's something that was our approach.
Okay. And do you get a management might have 5 or 6 properties here.
Right.
When you get into one of them, do they recommend you to their
Yes.
sister properties? Okay,
Right.
nice.
Okay.
Okay, that's
And
important to know.
one of the companies that we've worked with, Apartment Life,
Mm-hmm.
we'll collaborate with them to do different types of classes at sister properties.
Okay.
So yeah, it works out really well.
Nice.
You know that when he's talking about going into the property, I was listening to this book, one of the books that I love the most. But this one says people don't buy the best products; they buy the product they can understand the fastest.
Right. Right.
So this is something that I just and this is out of the topic of the question that I sent you. But this one I actually made this note because it's so true. When you have to sit there and explain like in detail and they're not quite clear what it is that you do, even though it can be a great product, but the consumer is not understanding it quite well, they won't buy it.
Correct.
Well, it's the same for I believe for everything. Like for instance, for our employees, we try to make everything
Simple.
easy.
Right.
Like if I can explain to my nephew who's 9 years old and he has autism and he understands, then I'm good. And I go, okay, this is
Think of
this
it this
is a good
way:
thing.
when you were in school, and the teacher was giving you all this information, but you didn't understand, would you raise your hand all the time? Probably not.
No.
Right? you wanted to be that smart person,
Yeah.
but you didn't want to seem dumb to everybody else if they
Yeah.
understood. So if you can make it so it's really, really simple for people to understand,
Yes.
it's a much better way.
Yeah, that's a really important aspect to keep in mind when
Yes.
you're presenting your product. Just
Right.
make it easy.
it
And
simple.
you know that our
understand.
philosophy is simplicity.
Yeah.
So we always trying, we always challenging. So there are companies out there trying to compete with other companies.
Yes.
We compete with ourselves
Right.
all the time.
Yes.
We don't go and I don't even know who does what we do because I don't care. Now, what we do is that we write down what we've been doing and how we can challenge ourselves and how we can be better and how we can beat how we were
Yeah,
yesterday.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, we have to move. Like I mean, things change like this. Like and every day, every week, like things are changing. So
And
you have to adapt. Yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
You have
So
to
that's
adapt.
definitely something that I have worked for us, and we're super proud of it.
Nice.
So now let's continue on.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what difficult challenge you have experienced working for this industry?
So there's a lot of things. Obviously, you don't
And
get
then
paid
be
and all types
brutal.
of stuff. But one of the things that challenges is, you have one community that you're working with, and they may sell that building to somebody else, and then you have new staff coming in, and then you have to resell them on what your services are, and there may be budget constraints, and they're moving from a lease up to a stabilized property, so the budget's a lot less, and they're not spending as much money on the services that you have to offer. Those are some of the biggest challenges, right? So it's just continuity of services to all the communities that you're working with.
Yeah, because you have a set price. It's
Yes.
not like you're gonna, I'm gonna lower my prices
Correct.
just because.
Yep.
Like that's we have faced that before.
Right.
And at the beginning, because we're so afraid, of losing clients,
Yeah.
and we were just like, oh my gosh. So we were, like bending, like, oh yeah,
Right.
well we're gonna lower
Adjust our
prices.
price and
yeah,
this and
let me
that.
adjust
And
here.
that's-
And then I had this huge list of different prices
thing.
for different
Yeah.
properties, and I'm like, this is just, it is a lot of work for
Yes.
like for my team.
Right.
And then it's just
But aside from all that, it's not fair for us to be adapting and
yeah,
switching our
exactly,
prices. Our
exactly.
prices
My
are-
price is this is my price.
is
Like
our
if
price.
you
have a
can,
certain
if you can
value,
afford me,
you
that's
want to make sure that your employees get paid a certain way.
yeah,
Correct.
So
exactly.
you want to make sure that you have enough money to make sure the company thrives. You have enough money to make your employees happy, and then you're able to pay yourself.
Because it's not like
something.
it's not like you're gonna tell your employees, well, on this property I'm pay less.
Correct.
Because
So,
it's
but
the
see,
same job.
This is the problem. So you know that you and I, and because of the way we run the company, I sleep well.
Okay.
I go to bed, and I sleep very well. My
Right.
conscience is clear.
Good.
And I'm good, right? Because I know that I'm paying my team members the right amount.
Yep.
That we have the clients that are willing to pay what we're worth.
Right.
Okay. But then again, we see, we have a property that switch over to somebody else because they're like cheaper, but
Yeah.
they were like a lot less expensive. And I said, you understand that the actual person that's suffering by you switching is the person that's actually performing
Yeah.
the dirty work
Correct.
that you're hired for.
Right.
You're saving money based on, but what you're gaining, you're destroying another family.
Yep.
Right.
You're part of the problem.
But here's the other issue too. Just because it's a lower price doesn't mean it's better service.
Oh no,
right?
by all
Yeah,
means.
yeah,
but-
no,
so
of
because
course
it's a domino effect. So the company paid less. The person performing the job is getting paid less. Most likely, that person is going to switch over to us to get paid more. Then they're going to suffer of not holding employees for
Yeah.
long because
Correct.
they want to get more money.
Right.
But then they're going to be performing the job based on the money that they're getting and receiving.
Right.
So, but my problem is if this property manager is willing to do that to somebody else, actually we think about, to think about it, we don't want that client.
Correct.
Because that client does not align with what we believe.
Yeah, exactly.
And we believe on bettering people's life.
Yes.
Yes.
So
huge.
financially, so
That's
and then
huge.
if they're not willing to do that and they want to go to pay someone else less, by all means go right ahead. But don't
Exactly.
call us back,
Right.
because we don't want you. Your integrity doesn't align with what we believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then because we protect this so much, then we have so many other clients
Yeah.
that do want the best for everybody.
Yeah.
So and then remember we had somebody that said they had a table, they had a meeting, they had the property managers and the regional, and the regional said, so and so, why are you not using Prisco?
Right.
Because this lady here, pay $10 less. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She said, you know what? Because of my peace of mind.
Yeah.
So she defended the company on that table.
Wow.
So
That's huge.
because she said,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of my peace of mind, So she know that she can go to bed and she's like, well, this other one, in her back of their mind, they have to know.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
have to know.
It's all
that
about
they're-
the intangibles. So it's about the things that you don't see initially when you start the service with that person or company.
Right.
It's all about the back end. And I know that you guys, if someone needs something day of, you're going to make sure that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And same thing with us. If you need a class and let's say another company was servicing and you need us to get in there and actually do, and we've had that happen where a yoga instructor did not show up or said, you know what, I can't do the class. And we've had to bring somebody else in to service that customer. Right? So that's what we do.
Yeah.
And that's the integrity
But
that you have to
that's
have.
what
makes
And
it
you pay a little bit more, but it's worth it at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so carry on. I love that. So,
Yeah.
that's a good point. And again, we remember right now, depending on the episode, we're going to have the listeners that are making notes right now as we
Absolutely.
speak. What would you recommend to someone new in the industry that they should not do that could potentially damage a relationship with a client?
Overpromise and underdeliver.
Plain and simple.
Plain and
Plain and
simple.
simple.
Yeah. If you are constantly saying, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and then you don't back that up,
With actions.
then with actions, the industry, as big as it is, it's really small. And everybody
We say it
knows
all the
everybody.
time.
So if you do something wrong with one person, it's going to resonate with everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I really, really like, I'm big on, is if we say we're going to do something, we got to do it.
Yep.
Right? If we say we're going to be here at a certain time, we're going to do
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
I'm super, super upset if we don't host a class at the right time or it doesn't happen. Right? I usually do something.
Oh, because you're
really good.
messing people
Absolutely.
timing. I mean,
I mean,
it's just-
someone's leaving an appointment or something that they were doing to attend one of our classes.
Yeah.
So we have to show up.
exactly
And be there.
and be there on time,
Yeah,
of
for
course.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. So for this particular question, like he said, you nail it in the head. I
Yeah.
mean, this is very important. Aside from that, communication.
Yes.
Communication, and we have interview here. Senior VPs, senior regional managers, property managers. We have brought some of the baddest, in this to this show that is part of the industry here in Tampa Bay.
Right.
Now, everyone, if we
Yeah.
go back, you're gonna see that the common problem that they have with all vendors will be communication.
Communication. Yeah.
They're not
That's
communicating
the number
enough.
one issue.
Number one issue, not communicating enough.
Yeah.
So if if you're listening and you're getting you're new into the industry and you are afraid, please use that and then just communicate the hell out
Yeah.
of
Over
it.
communicate.
Over
right?
communicate.
What's the worst thing that can happen is that they
Just
say,
stop
you know what?
calling me.
Okay, stop calling me. I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
it figured. You've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Over communicate, document, make sure that they know what the steps
Yeah.
are. Because a lot of people that are new in the industry and they may not know what the steps are. So you gotta sort of give them a roadmap
Right.
to do it.
There are so like silly things
Right.
that like people can do for customer service. For instance, this is not related to the industry, but it's related to communication, which is a huge issue overall. So I changed my doctor in this new office. I read the because I always like to go and see the rates, like if they're good.
The customer rate.
The ratings?
The
for
ratings.
sure.
So this doctor, she had it was like a crazy amount of of surveys. Like she had 8,000 or something, which is very weird for a doctor.
Right.
Like they usually have 100 or 110, but she had 8,000 something, and she had 5 stars.
No way.
And I'm like, I need to go to this doctor. Like I really need to go. And the sad but the happy thing, they do things differently. Like when you get there, they're very, very nice. They have a really nice customer service. And then yesterday, because I have an appointment tomorrow, I received a phone call, email, and a text letting me know that my insurance is covering just this part and you will be responsible for this other part.
Wow. Okay.
Which is the first time ever I receive a call from a doctor
Prior
telling
to
me
going.
prior to going,
Yeah.
because it
You always
usually
find
goes
out-
you get there.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
gotta-
and then exactly,
Yeah.
you get there and they're like, oh, you have to pay, and you're like, oh, but my insurance, yeah. It's always like that. But they call you in advance, they let you know, and they say if you cannot pay, just give us a call and we can arrange,
Wow.
something. And I
That's
was like,
great service.
this is so crazy. I mean, I was amazed.
Yeah.
But
That's mind-blowing. That is
yeah.
So
mind-blowing.
you would say that they earned their 5-star rating.
Of course, and I'm saying, when I saw that, I'm like, I understand now why people go, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna rate her.
Absolutely.
Like I'm gonna put a rating, and I'm gonna give her the
now,
5 stars.
That what they're doing may make such an impact in you.
Yeah.
Because you know what's really hard is to make people make a good review.
Right.
Exactly.
They're more.
You always
will-
go for the bad review.
They're
Yeah.
gonna go. Anybody will be more willing to do a bad review
Yeah.
because of the anger or
Yeah.
the bad
Yep.
opinion that they
It's the
they-
emotional
It's
thing.
an emotional thing.
Yeah.
But most people won't do a positive review
Yeah.
because that's an expectation.
Right. Yes.
That's what they're supposed to do
Yeah.
anyways. But now when somebody just flip it to make a person really go out of their way
Yeah.
to mess with their feelings,
Yep.
to a hold it, to push it up so high,
Absolutely.
to make somebody just go and then do a review because
Yeah.
you deserve it.
Yeah.
That's how cool is that?
That's details.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
it's
details.
so, it doesn't take anything. Like, it's just, because it's an automatic thing. I just received the call and it's a computer telling me, hey, Irene, so you might have paid, blah, 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 blah. And then I got the email and I got the text. And I'm like, they're making sure that I know
Yeah.
before I'm going there.
So the
Hey, you have to
communication
pay.
and the experience, the fine touch of
Yeah.
being able to.
But it's just a simple thing as communicating.
Right.
They're just
Right.
they're just
Communicating.
letting me know what's going on.
Right.
And it's communication. And they make the difference, they mark a huge difference, from other doctors.
Oh yeah,
And
nobody.
it's
I've been to many doctors here.
Yeah.
and nobody does that.
Yeah.
So kudos for them. Yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
definitely in the
Yeah.
right.
I might get that number from you. I need to get them. Yeah.
So we'll drop a link for this for this
For the doctor,
Yes.
yes.
doctor at the end of this episode. They deserve it. I mean, let's go ahead and
Yeah,
Not only
yeah,
do you get
like
5-star
free
review, but you get
advertising
Yeah,
for
this
the
is,
doctor.
this is a free advertising.
Absolutely.
Irene is gonna make sure she drop that link for this doctor because they definitely
They did a
earn
good
it.
job.
Yeah.
And the other thing was that when I got the results, the doctor itself, she called me to tell me the results. Hey,
No.
this is, yes. And she called me and I'm like, and I was like, I thought I was talking to a nurse. And she's like, no. no, it's Doctor blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that
No.
makes a big difference.
Well, we're definitely dropping that link there. And guys, if you need a doctor here in the Tampa Bay area,
Hopefully
make
they
sure.
have offices other places, but you might have to move to Tampa.
Yeah, so
Just
but
get
yeah,
that
that's a
service.
great example
Yes.
on the communication.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
if you want to translate that to the multifamily, there's many ways to do so. So if you are
Over communicate.
yeah, over communicate. Plain and simple. So let's just go to another one. So share with the audience what has been a positive experience providing services to the multifamily.
The biggest experience for me is an impact that we've had with the people that we've served.
Beautiful.
I mean, I've actually
The residents.
Yeah, the residents.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people impact their lives where they've actually come to me and say, "Listen, I've lost so much weight," or "I feel so much better." Like after a class, we did a sunrise yoga in Clearwater, right by the water.
Oh,
and I took
nice.
a really nice picture of it. And the after the class, people were just relaxed.
Yeah.
They felt a different way than everybody was like sort of tense and stuff going in, and then they're relaxed, and then we had like smoothies and stuff afterwards. So they were socializing and stuff like that. So it was a really, that to me is what I live for, right? That
Yeah.
just is that embodies my company. How do we impact as many people as possible with the services that we do?
Well, and the multifamily give you the opportunity to get people to move and
Right.
to work out,
Right.
like literally in their house, in their home,
Yes.
like right
there.
there where they live at.
Absolutely.
You're providing that service.
Yep.
They don't have to go
It's
anywhere.
convenience.
It's very
There is
convenient.
no
They-
excuse. You can't
Exactly,
say,
exactly.
I can't go to the gym because I got to get in my car and drive to the gym.
Yeah.
No, we're coming to you
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help you get out of your apartment, get
So-
off your couch, and down into the gym.
Well, you know that, Luis, I admire that, the actual philosophy or your actual service, because if you look at the statistic on the multifamily, there's a lot of people that live by themselves.
Yes.
That they don't socialize.
Yep.
Correct.
The suicidal rate on the multifamily is pretty high.
Yep.
Because of the loneliness.
Yeah.
But so you being able to provide this service and get people out and
Connect
and
to
connect to
people,
connect for
yeah.
others, but just to have a choice.
Yes.
Yes.
Just that there is a choice now
Yeah.
that okay, so I don't have to go. Maybe an introvert, so I might not want to go to a
gym,
a
yeah.
gym. But
Yeah.
now this one is coming to me. I'm gonna be surrounded with people that I've seen before.
Yeah.
So it is super cool.
Social interaction is huge.
Yes,
And
so-
what you quoted, that UCLA study on loneliness in the apartment industry, is huge. And it can lead to a lot of different mental issues.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think we're providing a service that actually impacts the industry in a very positive way.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, you're doing something beautiful for the actual, because we don't call our the management our clients.
Yeah.
Our clients are the residents at the
Correct.
end of the day.
Absolutely.
They're the ones, because if you don't have residents, you don't have anything to provide
at
to the
all.
multifamily.
Correct.
So you're actually doing, something beautiful for them, using the multifamily,
Correct.
Right.
as
Yep.
as the
As a venue. To
yeah,
to them.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
beautiful.
Yeah, perfect. This is a self question.
Yeah.
What is what is the most common rejection in you? Okay, the self question. What is the most common rejection a new sales rep should expect when getting into this industry, in your opinion?
So a new sales rep that's in the, from my side, the service side, or a sales rep for...
Just let's say like when you first started, and then you.
Well, what's
my
the
biggest thing was
rejection?
rejection, where people will say, no, we don't need your service, or not see the value of what we do. And then what I didn't do was I didn't keep bothering them. You know, what I would
Following
do is
up.
I would follow up, but I would follow up in a different way. I would send them like events that we did at different properties. And eventually a lot of them said, we want to do something similar to that. Right? So you're going to get rejection. Rejection is part of the process.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
right. It's how you handle that rejection.
Right.
That is going to make you successful or not. And the way that we handle rejection is we said, no, you're not ready right now.
Exactly.
This is not
You don't
what
need me now, but
don't
you
me
will
now.
need me in the
but
future.
eventually, something's going to happen
Yeah.
that's going to make our services beneficial for you.
Yes, exactly.
And that's, we'll be there when you need that service.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the
So, but
Key.
so if we look at it, most rejections are going to be first off is who you're talking to when you first come into a place, you know.
Yep.
So if anybody's here and listening, and you know the rejection, you have to know where the rejection is coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is the person that will actually that you might think that need to hear what your service is, because it's not going to be the same, or the same perception of a leasing agent listening to you versus a regional manager that sees the bigger picture,
value, right.
and the value.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It
you know,
depends. It depends on the.
you're not going to talk to the maintenance supervisor something about fitness
Yes,
for
of course.
residents,
Correct.
when for me, you know, the
Yeah,
maintenance supervisor is the person that's going to make the decision.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
See what I mean?
And one of the things you have to do is listen intently to what the person is saying, right? What you think may be their answer is not necessarily their answer. You have to listen intently and say, you know, they may have something that is going on in their community that you can help fix, but you have to tailor your services in order to fix that issue,
Right.
If that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So, those are the questions that we have for today.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like to share here with our audience?
I mean, I would tell people that this is a wonderful industry to be in, and it's a growing industry. I mean, you know, they're saying 2030 there's over 1 million new units that are growing in this industry, so it's not stopping. If you have a service that you can provide and it adds a benefit to the multifamily community, I would definitely get involved. But what you have to do is do your due diligence, right? Make sure you understand the pain points of each community, and you know, really network within the industry. You're going to have to knock on a lot of doors. That's what I did. Eventually, someone's going to open that door,
Right.
and when you have that door open, you got to take advantage of it. Right?
Yes.
You've got to deliver on what you promise.
Yes.
Correct. Awesome.
Beautiful. Yep.
Already, I think, Luis, thank you so much for
Appreciate
accepting
being
the
here.
invitation. Thank you for coming and sharing your knowledge, you know, with
Thank you.
with our audience.
Yeah, we really appreciate you know
Absolutely.
like your time and
you, Henry.
all the beautiful things that you're
Thank
doing
you.
for communities
Yep.
out there.
Alrighty, guys. So thank you for tuning in. This is the end of our episode number 12.
Yes.
So stay tuned. This one is going to be coming out this Thursday. We're definitely going to be bringing other guests, you know, to spice this up.
Yep.
So I'm glad that we were able to bring. You are the second vendor that we actually
Yeah.
bring on board.
Yeah.
You
Happy to
know,
be number 2.
Yeah. So,
I'd love to be number 1, but
no, it's just like, you know, we want to make sure that we mix it up, you know,
Yes.
and then, you know, to bring more from the vendor side so they can actually, you know, share more of that other side.
So you
know?
get a balance of both sides.
Right,
Yes.
correct.
Great.
So,
Yes.
so also it helps when we bring, you know, property managers, because now they're telling us what it is that, you know, we need to do. So when we have to share something, we just gotta tell them, you know, expectations on what we have done and what we experience, you know. So
Well,
having
they
a-
actually have the knowledge, first-hand knowledge about what is changing in the
Right.
industry. So it's
Right.
really important for us to bring them here, so
they can
people
share.
who are, you know, like getting into the industry
is a
know what is
phenomenal-
changing.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal platform. What you guys are doing for the industry. This is I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
and I think it's actually really needed. So we can find that fine balance between what the apartment communities need and what the vendors and other people can provide.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank
Awesome.
you so much, guys, and we will see you next.
Next, yes, and then also, please, if you're looking for a doctor, I really just want
I'm
to
gonna
drop
share the
it's
link.
gonna it's gonna drop that link. We're gonna also, you know, if stay tuned. There's gonna be a new webpage for our company. There's also gonna be, you know, a tab for this podcast,
podcast,
where
yes.
you can, you know, send us questions that you want to listen to. You can actually have the link for our YouTube channel.
Excellent.
Make sure that you subscribe in there and then follow us and give us a cool review. And then, guys, thank you so much. And then we'll see you guys soon.
Yep. Thank
Yes,
you. Bye.
Absolutely.